Hello everyone, welcome to the SketchUp Archviz Studio. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about interior rendering in Enscape 4.15 for SketchUp. So everything is set and we just want to talk about visual setting and how we can set up the quick setup and setting for interior rendering. So let's get to work and jump into it. First of all, this is the SketchUp environment that we have. It's a very small room that you can see the details. Also, you can download this file below this video. I upload the link for you, very simple and easy. So I'm going to maximize the Enscape in here, and the sun direction is very good for this rendering. So I'm going to press F, and from the view management, I'm going to select camera number 1. I rename it to the room number 1 in here. So I'm going to click on the room number 1. The camera will be turned back to the default position of it. So I'm going to turn on the save frame at first, and after that I'm going to click on the visual setting. I'm going to move it in here, move it to the right side. Now I can work much easier. So everything is fine. I'm going to start with the auto exposure. I'm going to increase it a little bit. It depends on you. I prefer to use 60%, and field of view is enough for me on the 90-degree. Because the room is small, try to use high numbers. If I reduce it, you can see what will happen. Also, we can't cover all the room area, so try to use it on the default mode in this version. Turn on the depth of field. I want to focus on this furniture, table, and some other assets in the room. So I'm going to turn off the autofocus and increase the focal point. I think this part is good. I'm going to type 2.10, and I'm going to reduce the depth of field to the 9% or even 7%, something like that. Increase the rendering quality to the ultra mode, and now you will have better calculation of light and materials or some other things like that. If I change the style from the none mode to the white mode, something like this will be happening. It helps you to manage the lights, but for now everything is fine for me on the none mode. I'm going to click on the image, turn on the auto contrast, and in here you can find two options: saturation related to the color, and we have color temperature. If you want warm renders, you can decrease it, or if you want cold render, you can increase it. Also, it's related to the colors, so it depends on you. I prefer to use 101% for the saturation. The effect of the motion blur is not so useful in here because it's much more helpful in the animation. We have lens flare and bloom option. If I increase the bloom option, look at the window in here, and if I increase the lens flare at the same time, look at this chair area point in here, you see what will happen. It will generate more light catches from that part. So it depends on you how you want to manage it. I prefer to use high numbers in here to make my render more attractive. 21% for this is enough. Vignette is not so helpful in here because, you know, the window is small and also the light catch is so low, I should say. And Vignette make our render more darker. So 18% is enough. Chromatic aberration is 0. We don't need it in here. There's atmosphere also in this part, which is the fog option. If I reduce it to the 0, look at the outside, you will have a clear visual and view to the clouds. But if you increase it, in some aspects it will affect your render, but for now I think it's good. If you reduce the fog height, it affects outside. Again, it depends on you. So we have some brightness in here. Some brightness is about 80%. I'm going to reduce it a little bit to the some number like, you see, if you reduce it to the 4%, what will happen? So try to manage it by yourself. For now, I'm going to use 80%. Night sky is not important, and also we have shadow sharpness. The render time is about 9:30 a.m. so it's morning. So if I increase the shadow, we will have very sharp shadows in here. I prefer to use it only for this time as the 100%. Artificial light brightness not so effective because we don't have any type of spotlight in here. The wind is not effective, but about the horizon. Outside is not so visible for us, and this render is fine. Not so professional, but it's fine. If you want to see something outside as the maybe HDRI or something like that, you can change it to the white cubes. Also, you will have some rays of white cubes outside, and it can be interesting. So again, it depends on you. Density, variety, and size amount of the clouds can affect your interior lighting when you use sunlight as the main source of lighting. So if I increase the density, you see what happened. And if I reduce it, again, you see what will happen. So if I turn it off totally, the light will be more powerful. Also, for the size amount and variety, it works like this. But for now, I prefer to use default option for the clouds. After all of these works, resolution is Ultra HD for me is fine. And now I'm going to close it, maximize it. And for the rendering, just click on the batch render or click on the screenshot in here and save it on your desktop. Very simple. And I'm going to call it render small room and enter. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If this tutorial really helpful for you, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Also, you can find free course of Enscape for SketchUp below this video. Follow the link. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.